Today we're going to break down all 7 god rolls for the Dawning, both PvP and PvE, and we're just going to look really quickly at all the best rolls that you can get for these weapons, some combinations that are kind of interesting, so let's get right into it. So what we're going to do is pull up Light GG here. We're going to look at the perks on the actual weapons over here and see what we can come up with for god rolls. So first one up is Mistrol Lift. This is a 3-burst linear fusion rifle, probably the best archetype for DPS out there right now. Comparable options are going to be the Season of Wish linear fusion, which I can't remember the name of, Doom Petitioner. Doom Petitioner has been probably best in class for quite some time. Fortunately, Mistrol Lift actually gives us some competition here. For PvE, I think you got a couple clear-cut options for a god roll. You got Reconstruction at the top there, you got Envious Assassin. Both are going to be massively boosting your mag size, and you even have Withering Gaze for a weakening effect, combined with Bait and Switch or Precision Instrument for the ease of use is going to be great. It's also a Viced Stinger weapon, which means your mag is going to be getting refilled a little bit here and there. I think it's like a 25% refill occasionally, so that's actually kind of a little bit better than Doom Petitioner as well. So I really like Reconstruction, Precision Instrument. You just don't really need to try, like you just have a double mag and a bunch of damage. Envious Arsenal as well is present. I'm actually kind of shocked at how good this thing is. They give this thing a lot of good perks. Withering Gaze even. I know this season we have grenade launchers and those are really easy to proc weakening with, but on seasons where weakening is less prevalent, I think Weakening Gaze is going to be a really nice option in Grandmaster to just be dealing a little bit extra damage. Otherwise, you have Vorpal for simple damage buffs. As far as PvP goes, I don't really know why you'd use this thing, but you have Moving Target and High Impact Reserves. That's probably the only thing I'd go for. Maybe Vorpal Weapon in case your enemy's in Super. Could be handy there. Moving on to Albedo Wing. Who cares? I don't know. PvP, I'm not seeing an obvious roll jumping off the page here. It's an aggressive, so that's good. Each shot is going to be dealing more damage. They do kind of hit like a truck if you can land your shots. That's kind of the biggest issue, really. I guess you got Closing Time. Don't really know what else you do with it. Eddy Current is nice for PvE. I also got Volt Shot, so not a typical roll, maybe on a glaive, but you could reload super quickly if you had an Eddy Current. So that's all I'm gonna say about Albedo Wing, because I don't really like glaives that much. I don't think they're that great, but I'm not exactly a glaive enthusiast. So if you are a glaive enthusiast, first of all, it's not personal. Second of all, let me know in the comments, because really, I don't know what this thing. Nothing here excites me. For our third weapon, we have Stay Frosty. That's a lightweight pulse rifle, decently competitive in Crucible. It's not my favorite archetype. I think this one definitely falls short in particular compared to Chattering Bone, BXR Battler. There are better options out there, but at least this is enhanceable now, and it's got some better traits than it used to for sure. So Lone Wolf is present. I really like that trait a lot. I think Lone Wolf and Kill Clip is probably going to be the best performance and damage overall roll. I like that roll a lot. Lone Wolf is going to help with ADF speed and aim assist. Then you got Kill Clip. That's going to increase your forgiveness quite a bit and then potentially lower your kill time as well. So I like that a lot. Otherwise, if you want to go for a really strong neutral game, you got Moving Target, a Head Seeker, a Light and Action Head Seeker. You got a lot of handling and reload speed there. I like that a lot. Tunnel Vision Kill Clip is also really strong. Killing Wind is great in the first column too. So there's a lot you can potentially do here. Overall, I think my god roll is going to be Lone Wolf and Kill Clip, maybe Head Seeker. Now, as far as PvE goes, probably just Rhyme Stealer and Headstone. Rhyme Stealer is going to give you Frost Armor anytime you destroy a frozen target or a Stasis Crystal. Obviously, that's going to be happening with Headstone. A little bit of extra damage resist there. I could see why you'd want to do that. Otherwise, if you want to lean into like Reload or something, Enlightened Action and Headstone might be kind of nice. Maybe Kill Clip just for flat damage. It's not my favorite PvE weapon, but it's got decent range that you can keep your distance and might serve you well in Grandmasters and content like that, depending on what you're looking to get out of it. Next up is Zephyr. This thing did get a little bit of an update this year. Got some interesting traits, including Rhyme Stealer and Cold Steel. Cold Steel used to be kind of a one-of-a-kind on this thing until other swords came along, but Zephyr was kind of the first to do it. Cold Steel on powered hits is going to slow and eventually freeze your targets. So all in the same stroke, you're going to be getting Rhyme Stealer activating with Frost Armor and Cold Steel freezing and shattering targets. So I think that's okay. Realistically, how many targets are you going to be shattering with Zephyr? You know, if it's an ad, you're probably just going to kill it or one or two hits anyways. You know, I don't really know if that's going to be good or not. As far as the defined god roll, I'd probably say that's what you'd want to go with. I've always kind of liked Duelist Trance in Cold Steel because it charges your heavy attack faster, and Cold Steel benefits from that as well. You can do a single light attack and then a heavy, and that's going to freeze your target. Kind of interesting there. You also got Chain Reaction if you want to get a little bit more ad cleary with it. PvP, who cares? There's no reason to use Zephyr in PvP, straight up. So that brings us to Glacioclasm, which, I don't know. I feel like I kind of have some PTSD with. I mean, I've seen people with tens of thousands and hundreds of thousands of kills with this thing in PvP. And some of those rolls weren't even very old, so I'm kind of afraid what people are going to do with this roll, because Under Pressure, High Impact Reserves were pretty great before. Not only is that present on this roll in 2024, you've got other options like Lone Wolf and Closing Time, which is just gonna be better. I don't know what Bungie was thinking. Those two are going to be fantastic together. I assume those of you with tens of thousands of kills might have something to say here and maybe weigh in. Under Pressure, High Impact still going to be great. You've even got Slide Shot. That's going to be boosting range and stability. That's pretty great. Combined with Closing Time for all the range and the handling buffs. I don't know. That's going to be ugly. We are definitely going to be getting mapped by Glacioclasms coming up. For PvE, still got some fun options there. You got Overflow and Reservoir Burst. You also have Weakening Gaze. Again, seasons where grenade launchers aren't weakening absolutely everything. I think that's going to be actually pretty helpful. That's a perk that I'm definitely a big fan of. So maybe something like Envious Assassin and Weakening Gaze, maybe Overflow and Weakening Gaze, I think could be pretty great. You also have Controlled Burst there in the second column if you're going for pure DPS. But for the overall god roll, I'm going to say Envious Assassin and Weakening Gaze. I think that'll be a lot of fun. And I know you're not going with Reservoir Burst and you're kind of missing out on that damage, but you're also going to be applying Weakening, which is helping you and also the rest of your team as well. So I actually kind of like the look of this thing for multiple reasons. Last up, we have Avalanche, a solar machine gun, which is kind of who cares. I don't know. Machine guns just haven't been good for a long time. Kind of bums me out. I really like machine guns, but they're just not great. You could do options like Heal Clip. It's great, but who wants to activate Heal Clip when it takes 4 seconds to reload your gun? Part of the appeal to Heal Clip is that you can reload quickly after getting a kill, and you're set. It heals you a ton. You can keep it moving, and it's kind of a nice emergency perk. Heal Clip on a machine gun, maybe not great unless you're using like Hunter dodges to reload. You do have Dragonfly in the first column. That's kind of fun for ad clear combined with Incandescent. So you've actually got 2 exploding traits there. Nice for ad clear if you're playing Root of Nightmares a lot for some reason. But overall, machine guns just kind of don't do enough damage to justify in most encounters. You could do like rewind and target lock so you don't really ever have to reload. That's kind of fun. Other than that, I don't know what you're supposed to do with this thing. Maybe Subsistence and Golden Tricorn as well. You could potentially get a 50% damage buff, and that would definitely move the needle quite a bit in PvE. But overall, I'm not even sure I'm going to say that I would hunt for this thing a lot. Unless you really like machine guns, I think Dragonfly and Incandescent could be fun with the right solar build. Maybe Actium War Rig Titans. I'm not too sure. But overall, I'm just going to say save your time on this one. So that is actually going to be all for today. I appreciate you watching. I hope the guide was helpful. Let me know if I at least saved you a little bit of time down in the comments, and leave a like. I appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe here on YouTube for more videos like this, and Twitch for Destiny streams as well. That's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Catch you guys next time.